This is Morten from the D-Scoop show floor here, and I mean, as you can see, there's not a lot of people because we got a little exclusive here, I would say. So Eli, great to see you.
Hi Martin, good to see you too.
And I guess that we are entering into your space, right?
Yes, exactly, labels and packaging, my space.
Yeah. We are standing in front of a relatively new machine, the top 200K, specially made for the flexo market, right? Or for the
flexible packaging market, yeah. Also for label, but primarily flexible packaging.
Whenever I have seen the predecessors of that and see how you do the pouches and things like that, it's amazing to see how digital moves into that space right now, right?
Yes, so digitally printed flexible packaging is actually the fastest growing segment, not only for Indigo, I think for the entire print market. We have about 350 presses that are installed, and our customers are serving small and medium brands, but also larger brands. They provide them the ability to bring pouches on demand without any minimum order, more sustainable, and really shine on the shelf like the big guys.
We did a wonderful film from Printella in Lithuania, which is like one of your customers that is really like pushing it to the limits, right? Exactly. So, as I said, it's a relatively new machine here, the 200K. So, what is the status of it? Where do you see it right now?
So we are actually very happy with the 200K. We moved the product into a beta stage in the summer of 23. Since then, we completed the beta successfully. And the testament for that is that half of our beta customers already installed the second machine. I would say the main...
That's not bad, is it?
That's not bad at all.
You should be smiling then, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And by now, by the way, we have 20 presses that are installed. The main capabilities of the 200K, in addition to our 25K, is that the press is running 30% faster. We added more software capability, allowing it to actually be 40-45% more productive. So what we see in our beta customers that are running the 25K, the predecessor, and the 200K, the 200K will run 40% more volume and also longer runs. Okay, so once you have a press that can run 40% more productive, it allows our customers to be more competitive. They can actually address double the amount of volume versus those who own the 25K can address.
Let's walk a little bit. Eli, one of the things that I was curious about is that when you have a machine like this and you talk about the productivity and the growth and all the exciting things here, I guess that when you go digital, it also opens up for new opportunities, not just like one-offs, but also totally new types of customers, right?
Correct. So for us, this press is actually serving a couple of profiles of customers. First profile will be the label customers. They are using this press to diversify their business, enjoying their skill of selling short run, fast time to market, and they start and really sell pouches and roll soap. It also allows them, by the way, to print label and shrink sleeves. So now they are more productive. They have a mid-web, which allows them to print different type of labels, bigger labels, shrink sleeves. And of course, we cater also for the large conventional player that are running really in volume, but they see how the lunch is getting eaten slowly by our customers. Again, flexible packaging is an industry of more than $100 billion in annual converters turnover.
Yeah. So that is, of course, a huge market.
That's a huge market.
Yeah.
The total output from our presses is about 1 billion. So we are still relatively small, but growing fast.
And how many years did you work for HP?
I worked for HP for nearly 7 years.
So you have almost 600 years to go before you get to 100%, right?
Yes, exactly. Well, hopefully our growth will accelerate and I can retire least, right? Sooner.
Yeah. Another thing I'm a little bit curious about is that with that technology that is brought to market here, right? The typical customers, are they like brand new in that segment, or is it also customers that are combining that with analog equipment?
So as I said, we have both. We have both people that are completely net new to the industry, or maybe they could be a co-packer. But I mean, probably the best example is EPAC, right? They came, of course, the owner have vast knowledge, but they didn't exist before they got the 20,000, and now they have, well, dozens of presses.
I would say that they are maybe the extreme of the most ambitious people in the industry, right?
Absolutely. I mean, the growth rate is incredible, but we have many other players that are coming without prior experience in label, in print, or in flexible packaging, but they are using the digital capabilities of this press together with the digital pouch factory that we have created. So they have the press, they have the laminator, and they have the pouch maker, the slitter. all from our partners, Carville and others, geared towards fast delivery, fast setup, minimum waste during production. And it's relatively, I wouldn't say easy, but relatively comfortable to enter this market with what we call this digital pouch factory or a digital cell, where you have everything that you need to produce flexible packaging.
And that is one thing, and I think that it also very well aligns with HP's sustainability goals, right? Because less waste when you set up, you produce what you need. I mean, so there's a lot of like boxes to tick on a machine like this. And while we were like just walking away, we just got to this machine you don't have on floor, but you have also something called the Indigo 35K.
Correct.
What is that, and so what is the difference? Because it seems a little bit longer than the other ones.
It's longer because it's included an inline coater from our partner PreDrupa, but essentially we are operating in label for sure, in flexible packaging and in folding carton. In folding carton we serve customers a few samples that you can see here. Let's maybe move a bit closer. So we are actually serving the market where the box is small and the product is expensive. You will primarily find it in pharma. You will find it in, of course, cosmetics. And both those segments really enjoy from the B2 format. They enjoy from the ability to run multiple type of media on a single day. This press would usually print 10 to 20 jobs per day of relatively short run, high value, and this is the market that we cater for.
So just to understand it, so we have the 200K that caters both label and flexible.
Yes,
right?
primarily flexible, but also label. I would say 20% of our users are using it to print just label and shrink sleeves.
And here we have something that is really good for short run exclusive folding carton, basically, right?
So this is small boxes, high value in the field of folding carton. And the recent addition that we are adding to the 35K is an HD capability. This is something our customers need if they want to print smaller fonts, brand protection elements, a solid background that really needs better resolution. So we will provide the HD.
And you were looking for it because you have so many samples here at D-Scoop, right? So you just, was
absolutely.
it here or was it there, right?
I mean, if you have a skin tone, for example, this is where HD can help you. Smaller font, Asian fonts, barcode. So these are areas that HD can bring value.
You have prepared a little bit about something that we're going to talk about, the V12 in a second, right? So cheers.
That's related actually, cheers. So this relates actually to sustainability, and we do many things in sustainability, but I think the most important element in sustainability, which people really care about, is CO2 emission. Okay, when you think about CO2 emission in print, 60 to 80% of CO2 is really related to the label, to the media itself. Okay, with digital print, we enable the converter to minimize the amount of media thrown away during setup time from hundreds of meters to 0 or tens of meters. So this is a significant improvement in CO2 emission of print. Then when the label or package would go to the converter, we also help there to minimize waste and obsolescence, since if you think about it, a converter today, let's say in label or in flexible packaging that has only conventional, it cannot really allow on-demand delivery. He asks his customers for a large quantity of minimum order. When you remove minimum order and when you remove 2-3 weeks of delivery for on-demand,
the
brand can
opens
save
up for a lot of opportunities.
Obsolescence and waste.
Yeah.
Okay.
The V12 is how old? Is it 2 years old? Because we went to Israel to see it while it was still in the labs. But was it a Label Expo last year that you introduced it in American market?
Yeah, we unveiled it in Label Expo Chicago. The press is now is ending the beta stage. We have
so still in beta. Okay.
Yeah, it's ending now. We are now in what we call an early release. So we approach more, I would say, experienced customers right now. We have 6 betas that are installed in North America and also in Europe, and we are happy. I mean, we are seeing first an outstanding throughput. So this press would print on an average day anywhere between 30 to 60, 70 kilometers, depends on how many shifts work, what type of jobs you print.
I mean, you talk like it is so natural, but think of this for a second, how much it actually is, right?
Yeah. No,
and every label could be different, right?
Every label could be different. So if you think about the V12, I think so everyone knows, right? It's a very fast machine, run at 120 meters per minute. It allows the customers with one press to replace 2 or 3 flexo. So the earning power is way higher. At the sweet spot of the V12, which is run between 2-3 kilometers to 5-6 kilometers, it will lower down the cost of print by about 15 to 20%. So you print more at lower cost, but you can also make more because you are more competitive. Now you can bring your long-run customer on-demand delivery. You can bring them or allow them to change art very fast, add more SKUs, add variable data if they want, so they are more competitive, or they can maybe increase the selling price. So you print more for lower cost and you can grow your earning.
And I guess that with the experience you have from Indigo for many, many years now, and you're bringing that to the next generation where you have even more colors, you basically eliminate the need for using PMS colors, which is is that something that you do either with ECG or constantly in the Flexo world, that you wash down the machines and add PMS
Correct.
colors?
So
right?
I would say that normally when you go to a shop and ask them about color, comparing Flexo to Indigo, it's normally less two colors, right? So if we print, let's say, CMYK white, on a Flexo it would be CMYK white with 1 or 2 spot colors. But of course, if our customers want a spot color, if there's a big campaign for Coca-Cola or any other brand that is, is crucial for him to get his ink, then I think we are the only digital provider that can provide spot colors for different campaigns and larger brands.
The machine, because HP has been in the label segment for many years, also with the 6K. Is this supposed to be like a replacement of the 6K? Because if it is, it's a quite big one, I would say.
So
right?
it's a great question and an important one. The V12 is not a fast 6K. Okay, the 6K is really the backbone of digital label printing. We are happy with it. Our customers are happy with it. We have more than 2,000 presses that are active in the field.
Wow,
we
lot,
install
actually.
every year about 200 presses, and this is a press that you would use for a shorter run, high versatility, and it will complement the V12. So once we introduce the V12, our customers that are using it right now are printing the hundreds of meter jobs on the 6K, the few kilometer jobs they print on the Flexo, and then whatever is left, longer run or maybe jobs that require complex converting, they will use the Flexo.
I have to ask a question because we've been visiting a lot of Flexo printers lately. How does people consider this? Because you have made a decision not to make inline finishing and converting. Is that something that is appreciated by the market? Because basically you free off the machine, of course, right, by not having it. But it's also a market that is typically using converting. So how is that seen?
Yeah. So first we allow, it's not here, but actually our first V12 customer connected yesterday a non-stop winding element that we produced together with our partner AB Graphics. The non-stop winding is an important piece of automation for this press. It allows customer to change roll without stopping the press, and at the speed of this press we found that it have to stop printing between 10 to 20 minutes every hour just to change roll. Yeah. So this is an important piece of automation. Yeah. We of course consider also adding inline flat varnish, die cutting, matrix removal, but still, once you move into conventional, or I would say analog stages on a digital press that runs so fast, it adds more downtime, more limitation. So for now, I would say our customers prefer to focus here to print everything digitally and then move it to their converting asset. Of course, we work with our converting partners, primarily AB Graphics, to come up with new Digicon that is faster, more automated.
They need
and
to
can
go that
cope
way.
Up, cope with the output of the V12.
I must say that when we were at Label Expo in Chicago, it was impossible to get near the machine. The interest was just fascinating, right?
Yes,
it must have been good for you. And now here at an event like Disco, which is it's in a kind of a way broader audience, right? Because it's both commercial printers and also, of course, people interested in this segment. What is your expectations from here?
So from this group, we bring many customers that are friends of ours, others that are net new and know Indigo or HP to a lesser extent. And I'm sure the V12 will create a lot of interest. Specifically here in the North America, we know there are probably close to 10,000 Flexo presses, primarily 15, 20, 25 years and above, and customers that are using them are suffering. And we actually did the research with our friends from LPC that showed us that there are many pain points associated to Flexo. The first one, which is quite surprised us, is labor, right? You're a 60, 65 years old Flexo operator, retired.
Then
You have
what?
no alternative. How do you recruit a new one? How do you train him for over 3 years to be a master that the previous one was? And when you replace this with a press like a V12, like the 6K, like the 200K, recruiting, training becomes easier, and you can run your operation without the Flexo burden of ink mixings and plates and all of that.
So it seems that yet another success for HP, right?
It's the beginning, but yes, I mean, I'm absolutely sure that we are going to change the mindset of an industry from an industry that thinks Flexo and then 5-10% digital to an industry that thinks everything should be on digital, maybe 20, 30, 40% on Flexo. Over time, it will change, and people will think, digital first, HP Indigo first, and only then Flexo.
Thank you, sir.
Martin, thank you very much for your time.
Likewise.